Welcome back YouTubers to my WWE vlog. I am Daniel Parkin and I'm going to be making this video today to give you the latest news on WWE at the moment. The main stories this week, one of the ones that caught my eye most is Stone Cold Steve Austin hosting Tough Enough, which should be brilliant in my opinion. I mean, we all know he's a legend in wrestling. He's the kind of guy that can really put people in their place, and him hosting it, well, I think it will turn a lot of eyes. I think a lot of people will watch it, not just for its reality TV aspect, but also because it has Stone Cold Steve Austin in it. We all know many people want to see Stone Cold Steve Austin in it, whether it's in a film or whether it's in something like Tough Enough, or we'd love to see him in WWE, but we know that's not going to happen. But this is probably the closest we're going to get to seeing him in a wrestling ring. Seeing him in a wrestling ring with a bunch of amateur guys that want to make it as a WWE, superstar. There you go. Next bit of news we have is Booker T. With regards to Booker T, he's now become a commentator on Smackdown. Now, I don't know whether you've seen Smackdown, or I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it for you, but he comes out and comes out to the ring, does a spinneroonie, the crowd love it, and then he takes his place at the commentary table in place of Matt Striker. Now, I don't know what's going to happen to Matt Striker. I'm not really that bothered because Booker T is a commentator, and as far as I'm concerned, he's a legend. So there you go. I mean, I don't know what his commentary skills are like, but I'm guessing if he wanted to become a WWE announcer, his commentary skills must be pretty damn good. And plus, it might, you never know, it might get a lot of people watching Smackdown. At the moment, the Smackdown ratings aren't as good as Raw, so there you go. So yeah, overall, I'm loving this at the moment. I mean, I don't watch Smackdown, but I might watch this week's Smackdown just to hear what Booker T's saying and see if he's any good or anything like that. It's just another thing to try and get me to watch Smackdown. If you've watched my previous video, I think it's vlog number 5 or something like that, I talk about how I don't like Smackdown, and I think this is the kind of thing that will make me watch Smackdown. Also, there's been news on such sites as NoDQ.com that Chris Jericho might return to the WWE, and he said something about his contract being 90% done. He says he's always got the option to return to WWE. I mean, he's only been left for a year, but again, I think it's great that WWE are trying to sign another, someone who can just fit in the main event roster, and maybe go on to SmackDown and introduce a new wrestler to SmackDown in the main event scene, which, as far as I know, isn't really that big at the moment on SmackDown. But yeah, good news. I'd love to see Jericho return. He's a wrestler that's, it reminds me of he debuted in 2000. His impact was huge. He came back, I think it was 2005 or something like that, 2007. I can't really remember. But again, it would be great to have him in the main event scene. We all know he's a great wrestler and has held numerous titles. Also, some news with regards the 2/21/11 promo on Raw this week. A lot of people have been saying it's Sting. There's been rumours flying around ever since this has been done. There's been rumours flying around that it could be Sting, that he's not signing with TNA, that he's not signing with, that he's signing with WWE, not TNA, blah blah blah. But for me, this has to be Undertaker. I mean, I don't see WWE airing a promo of someone that they haven't signed yet. I mean, they're not TNA, for God's sake. They don't do that kind of stuff. So yeah, for me it'll be Undertaker. And I know a lot of people are saying that they would air it on SmackDown because Undertaker's a SmackDown wrestler, but if they air it on Raw, they get more viewings. Raw has more viewings, as I will go on to on the last piece of news. Raw has more viewings, therefore more people are going to watch it and more people are going to anticipate it. Hopefully they'll have it on SmackDown as well. I'm not sure. I will watch SmackDown to find out though. As regards to this, it's the day after Elimination Chamber, the Raw after Elimination Chamber, I should say. It wouldn't surprise me if Undertaker did come back then in this hype up to WrestleMania, with his streak and everything. But also, if it is Sting, great. I'd love to see Sting in the WWE. I mean, he's probably the best wrestler the WWE had never had. And there's also talk of him having a match with Undertaker at WrestleMania. I don't think this will happen, but again, if to see any of those two, to see Sting come back would be great. To wrestle in the WWE finally after all this time. Also, Undertaker, obviously we want to see him back as soon as possible, ready for WrestleMania for him to defend his streak, possibly against Wade Barrett, we've been hearing. There's also been talks. There's also been news regards to Survivor Series. Survivor Series, apparently they're thinking of getting rid of it for another pay-per-view gimmick. I'll put the video soon showing how much me and NJ do not like pay-per-view gimmicks, even though apparently the buy rates are better on them. But yeah, there's been talks of them getting rid of Survivor Series and putting in a pay-per-view gimmick. I don't know what else they can do with pay-per-view gimmicks, but there you go. Survivor Series for me, it's one of the original 4: Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series being like the main 4 that they've kept, which I think they should keep because it goes sort of takes WWE back to its roots and everything, back to its Attitude Era, its old days, and also Survivor Series. You cannot rule. It's kind of, the thing is, I think bragging rights has kind of taken over what Survivor Series was about. But I still think they should keep Survivor Series. It's a pay-per-view I'll always watch. It's one of the main four in my opinion. The other pay-per-view gimmicks suck, but there you go. I'd hate it if WWE did get rid of this pay-per-view and replace it with a gimmick. But if it gets more buy rates, then I suppose WWE are going to have to do it as a business, I suppose. Also, with regards to the ratings for Raw, the final quarter of Raw got a rating of 4.04. Now that's the first time in a while. They didn't give me the exact date, but the first time in a while that they've gotten over four rating in that bracket. It got a 3.5 overall, but still, this is probably one of the best rated Raws in a long time. I think since the 900th episode. I'm not entirely sure, but I can understand why a lot of people would want to tune in to watch the Raw Rumble to see Jerry Lawler get the #1 contendership. Although I didn't agree with it, but it's good to see WWE finally getting some decent ratings, especially seeing as they've been lagging around the 3 to 3.5 area lately. But yeah, 4 for the final, and a lot of things in there lost viewers, but we're not really bothered about that. So yeah, that's the latest news today, and I'm going to update you on Elimination Chamber with this Raw and Smackdowns this week. Elimination Chamber been in 3 weeks. There's been three matches, possibly 4 made for that. So I'll give you news on that just after this transition. Okay, so as we all found out from the previous Raw, there were 2 matches made from the Raw Rumble. We've got Jerry Lawler, who's now the #1 contender, facing The Miz for the WWE Championship, and also we've got the traditional Raw Elimination Chamber. This will be for a #1 contendership match at WrestleMania. This involves John Cena, Randy Orton, Sheamus, John Morrison, R-Truth, CM Punk, and the winner gets a shot at WrestleMania. I think most of us know that John Cena's going to win this, but I'd love to see someone like John Morrison win. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is all leading to John Cena. He's lost the Rumble, he's lost the Raw Rumble. But he's getting another chance to win, and I think this time he will win it, because I think Miz and Cena is almost a cert at WrestleMania. As for the Jerry Lawler Miz match, I'm not sure about that, but we'll have to see how it pans out. I don't know why WWE are trying to put Jerry Lawler in the main event picture. But there you go. Maybe he'll prove us all wrong. It's all getting him ready for WrestleMania. We know he's going to have some sort of match. I don't know who against. Hopefully Michael Cole, because I really want to see someone kick his ass. But at the same time, who wants to see Michael Cole in a wrestling ring, eh? I don't know. Also on SmackDown, we saw there was going to be a SmackDown Elimination Chamber. They had a bunch of qualifying matches to sort this out. The final card is Drew McIntyre versus Rey Mysterio versus Kane versus Wade Barrett versus Edge versus Dolph Ziggler. No surprise to see Edge and Dolph Ziggler in there. I was kind of surprised to see Drew McIntyre in there. But again, it's good to see him have a chance to try and win it. Rey Mysterio in there, main event guy, I suppose. Right to put him in there. But yeah, this should be a good match leading to WrestleMania. I think we all know Edge will win it, but again, it's just another exciting match. You have 6 guys in there vying for the title. You never really know what's going to happen. But yeah, they're the 3 matches that have been made. There's also been a possible match between Alberto Del Rio and Kofi Kingston. I think Alberto Del Rio distracted Kofi Kingston in one of his matches, which enabled someone to, I think it was Drew McIntyre, to win his qualifying match on SmackDown. So let's although it's not really the best match for Alberto Del Rio, it's a match for Alberto Del Rio, of course. So there you go. Those are the 3-4 matches that could be on Elimination Chamber. It's good that we're getting these matches straight away, because you know exactly what's going to happen, and the hype can continue and all that kind of stuff. So that's good. Apart from the Jerry Lawler Miz match, I have no complaints about that. Apart from the fact we all know John Cena is going to go to WrestleMania and possibly win the title. Although if WWE want to spring a surprise on us, please don't, because I don't want Miz to win it and Cena winning it. Well, although it would be good, it's just the same old. Maybe get someone. Maybe make it a fatal 4-way or something. Come on, let's just do something different here, WWE. So yeah, if you have any questions or anything with regards to the news that I've just said on the previous transition, or on the Elimination Chamber, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section below. Any suggestions, comments, if you've got any questions, ask us in the comment section or on my YouTube page. You can catch me on Twitter at Daniel_Parkin, and also Tumblr, where I update regular WWE blogs at Daniel Parkin. And that has been it from me with regards to news and WWE this week. Hope to see you soon, and goodbye.